Hello, this is Druidsfire coming at you with a PAX East 2025 Roundup. This is a game called Airframe Ultra. It is published by Akupara Games and is crafted by Videocult. And there is no ETA on when it's coming out. It is in. There's a demo available on Steam if you want to try it out. No idea on pricing or anything of that nature. So what this game is basically it kind of reminds me of swoop racing from Knights of the Old Republic, uh, combined with a battleground of sort. There's a little bit of a story going on here. You're in Megacity, Megacity West, I should say, and you can see it's quite a lawless sort of venue. Lots of messy papers on the ground. There's a trailer on Steam that you can check out. It can show you some gameplay about a Bandit 99 chasing your character around. You can also basically, it's intended for PvP. It is a controller based game, so we'll see how it plays. Now, this is just a demo. It looks like you can do a co op of up to 4 players. When I was playing it at the booth at PAX, it really was a bit cutthroat. There was no developers giving content creators or press any kind of slack on it. They were out to get you. And they had a lot of fun doing it, I think. And without any training or a look-see on what the controls do or anything, it really was very difficult to try to figure out what I was doing in the game, and I was flying off all over the place. So we're going to take a little bit of a playthrough of the demo here that's available for free on Steam and see how we do. Alright, so we have an option to edit a rider, report bugs, close the game, select a rider. So we'll take a look at this. As you can see, there's a whole pile of choices here, and there's some that have little stars, and the stars mean that basically that is a bit better than a starting rider. So we have Jamie, Kim, Aiden. They all look different, and you can have a little bit of information. So what the airframe refers to is basically the flying swoop or speeder. If you're familiar with those from Star Wars or Knights of the Old Republic, they called them swoops. And it's basically a motorcycle-like vehicle that goes very fast, has no tires, and can go careening off the landscape if you want. So basically, they have a little bit of a story about each of the players or each of the riders that you can go with, and you can also edit them. You change up their colors, and you can go with it from there. So there's this one has the note here, bare skin, which I think has to do with the fact that if you go skidding, it's going to hurt a lot more than if you had clothes on. One thing I'm noticing about the appearance of all the characters and the world in general is the graphics are very, I wouldn't say pixelated, but it does evoke a bit of that feel of the N64 era or the very late original NES era, where graphics was very rough compared to today. And I would say they were trying to go for a mix of a little bit of modern sensibilities in terms of style, because nobody was wearing something like that back in the early 90s or anything like that. But combining it with the whole retro thing. Like, I'm looking at the graphics here, and it doesn't even feel like the graphics are just simply low poly. It's very pixelated in that the colors aren't like flat colors. Like, each area of color isn't just a single, however, whatever it's shaped like. It feels a little bit like an OG comic book where it was like the 4 colors, where the colors were actually made up by individual little dots. And I find it very distracting, quite frankly. And so we're going to take a look at who we have to play with. So basically a commentator who's gone to play the game. So interesting. A lot of different choices here. I kind of like that one because he's blue. Specialist vehicle in the light build, so I'm not entirely sure what that means. Whether it's the well, I guess light build refers to him. He's a little bit of a shrimp there. And there's this Carl guy who's like a heavier build. So the build is referring to the size of the character. So, oh, she looks like she should be in a suit, or there should be in an office. Same with this person. Apparently, Zane and Esther are the two biggies, so we're gonna go with I don't know, Esther with the 3 stars, and we're gonna be player 1. So I don't honestly know, or we can just spectate, I guess. So we've selected our rider. Let's actually play the game. See what we can do. We are going to be playing the demo. One thing to bear in mind is, again, this is a controller-based game. There is no player 2, so hopefully it'll let us go ahead and play. Or at least I can play. Square hide UI. Triangle is ghost mode. Cross circle is zoom. Zoom. There's a lot of zoom going on there. Oh, zoom in, zoom out, gotcha. Oh. Alright. And as you can see, you can't see your character. Feels a little bit doom. Looks like, are we riding? I don't know. Feels like we're riding. Oh, this is the actual camera. We're trying to spectate and see where things are. But it's basically you're riding through the streets of this town. Come on, go. Come on. Come on. Go down. And so this is one of the frustrations I really had with the game, was for me it felt like it was very difficult to maneuver around. Okay, ghost mode on apparently lets you go through the... Oh. So you can kind of get a look and see what the actual world is like when you're not in the thing. So, that, I mean, this can definitely help you if you're trying to, you know, sort your way out through things. One thing I'm noticing is... There we go. I'm trying to get through things. And so you can kind of see the whole city, and there's like the background. You can see the pixelation of the game. And so... For me, it really does detract from how to play the game. Because I'm expecting, even in like a retro game, I'm expecting some kind... It does feel a bit like a Doom sort of situation, right? Alright, let's see if we can go back. Okay, left trigger is soar, right trigger is lock on. Okay, left trigger. Okay, that's right. Okay, we're going this way. And so that's really part of the difficulty, is you're trying to figure out how to actually play the game. And this is like one of the battle arenas you can get into. Where basically this is the gap. This is how you're riding your airframe through the game. I'm in ghost mode, so I should probably take that off. Triangle, let's ghost mode. Ghost mode off. Alright. So, in terms of the gameplay, I didn't really feel that it was a game for me, necessarily. Which is fine. I mean, games don't have to be for everybody. But I do like to try stuff out and see what it's like. And see, this is... like more or less what it's like when you're riding your airframe. And so if you're running into things, I mean, if you're used to the game, you're definitely going to do a lot better. So I'm definitely not the target audience for this game in any way, shape, or form. Because, okay, this is one of the battle arenas. I remember fighting in this one. So occasionally what will happen is one of the bad guys will catch up to you, and you will have to navigate your way around and pick up weapons, just like a battle royale, and then fight everybody until you can get back to your thing, and then you go race some more. So for me, again, this is not really my kind of game, which is fair and fine. And of course, I'm not a controller first sort of play. I'm definitely a mouse and keyboard sort of person. So I can definitely see the appeal for the sort of player that this kind of game is made for, and I definitely do not think it's any there's definitely some roughness around the edges, but I think in general the game does have a lot of potential for the right audience, and regrettably I am not in the correct audience for this sort of game, but it was a little bit of fun playing, even if I got my face squashed by the developers very, very easily, very bad. As you can see, even right now, I'm having difficulty getting through the controls because I'm using a left trigger to actually, move forward, and then using the right stick to, navigate around. So between those two, I mean, you have to be really light on the trigger to go super slow. But if you just like hold down all gas, no brakes, and you're going like, yeah, and and there's all kinds of like power-ups and everything that you can find both in the battle arenas and as you're riding along on your airframe, and you can see like the shipping crates and whatnot. And one thing I'm noticing right now is there isn't a soundtrack. I'm not hearing the soundtrack, and I seem to recall that there was a very heavy metal one when I was playing on the show floor, so maybe it's just not part of the demo. Anyway, this is a brief look at Airframe. Again, this game is not yet available for release. There is a demo if you want to mess around with it on Steam. See if you like it, see if it's your jam. And if it is, feel free to reach out to Akupara and see if we can get into like a beta test or something like that. So if you like this kind of video in your feed, me checking out videos or checking out various games from PAX, please drop a like on the video, drop a subscribe on the channel, and you'll get these and my long-form gameplays on all of your notifications. Alright, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.